This Road to Prosperity video is sponsored by Vandergraaf. Visit vandergraaf.com to learn more about how their advanced drum motor technology reduces maintenance costs while delivering reliability and longevity for belt conveyors operating in the harshest of environments.
You also mentioned some of the potential drivers for non-residential data centers being among them, and you mentioned warehousing and offices sort of coming down. I'm curious again, you had already mentioned data centers, but what sort of subsets do you see having the greatest impact on non-residential, and what are some other sectors or subsets that you see maybe as pulling back some of that growth perhaps?
Well, manufacturing plants generally do bring with them follow-on economic activity and construction. So to supply a manufacturer, you need often components or parts or some other kind of manufacturing. You need various sorts of related businesses, whether it's the maintenance services, the design or other professional services. And then to the extent the employment in that vicinity increases, that adds to demand for housing, for retail, for schools and other public buildings. Very often these giant plants come with a promise of upgrading the roads and maybe the water and sewer systems nearby. So I think manufacturing is the horse that pulls the most loaded cart behind it. Data centers, not so much. First of all, when you hear about $1 billion data center, that includes some mighty valuable machinery inside. And so the shell may not be that much. The shell doesn't always get lit up right away. I mean, that can be true for manufacturing. We've seen pauses on some big plants recently, but once it's up and running, all you need is one person and a dog. The man's there to feed the dog's there to keep the man from touching the wrong switches. So it certainly doesn't have the knock-on effect for employment or for ancillary kinds of businesses or construction. Data centers by themselves, huge manufacturing growth, huge construction growth, and the eternal frustration to me is we don't get data on data centers. The Census Bureau keeps them in the office category. My guess is that they're anywhere from a third to a half of what census counts as office now. And they're the piece that's growing, while what I think of as an office, a place where people work, or they used to before the pandemic hit, that category is going to be weak for quite a while until employers and workers can reach a truce on how many days people have to come in, and whether it's to the central office or something that replaces the now defunct WeWork office space.
Thank you to Vandergraaf for sponsoring this Road to Prosperity video. To learn more about how their advanced drum motor technology reduces maintenance costs while delivering reliability and longevity for belt conveyors operating in the harshest of environments, visit vandergraaf.com.